Good evening. I'm the Notre Dame Merman, the official mascot of the Notre Dame swim team. As you see in this photo taken in 1966, I've been around for a long time. I'm here this evening to introduce William Wall and John Shaw, who will speak on behalf of the 1966 and 1967 state championship swim teams. Dive in, men.
Good evening. I'm Bill Wall, class of 1966. After college, I assisted Mr. Lawler with the Notre Dame swim team for a couple of years while I finished my military duty, and then took over the team from 1972 to 1986.
And good evening. I'm John Shaw, class of 69. After my 4-year stint at the high school, a few years after that, I spent 6 years on the board of directors with Brother George, Brother Frank Leary, and several other Notre Dame grads in the 1980s.
To win back-to-back state titles in 1966 and 67 was a pretty incredible feat, seeing that Notre Dame swimming just started in 1960.
Not only did the teams pull off the championships, but Coach Lawler also led us to 70 straight meet victories. At the end of the 67 season, 5 Notre Dame records were set by 6 swimmers, and 6 swimmers, were named to the Connecticut All-State swimming team.
When my dad first dropped me off for my first practice at Notre Dame swim team at the Hill House Pool in 1962, 59 years ago, I certainly didn't have a clue what I was getting into. When I arrived at Hill House, I had never seen a pool so big. I was totally surprised by swimmers with their heads in the water and doing flip turns, and the toxic yet intoxicating smell of chlorine. By the time my dad got back with a cup of coffee, some of the most important lessons of my life were already underway. During my 37 years of high school teaching, 22 years of coaching swimming, and raising 4 sons through college and grad school, when things got tough in either my personal or my professional life, I have often drawn upon the lessons I learned from swimming, the most important of which is that there's no substitute for hard work. Through swimming for Notre Dame and Mr. Lawler, we have all learned the importance of high standards of accountability and achievement, the importance of honesty, self-esteem, kindness, gratitude, caring, and the importance of standing up for what is right. In swimming, as in life, it's all about building relationships. ND swimmers have a passion for their sport, for their teammates, their friends, their parents, their school, and their future. Under Mr. Lawler's leadership, the class of 1966 won 56 straight meets, a state championship and a New England championship. Yet the most important lesson of all he kept stressing was to become gentlemen.
I too was a walk-on swimmer, a kid from West Haven who spent his summers at the beach. I had never competed in swimming, and I had a stroke basically that was all over the place. Coach Lawler pushed me and all the other walk-ons to be far better than we ever thought we could be. Coach Lawler was all business. He never tried to be our friend. He was a great motivator. Kick, 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 kick. I used to hear that in my sleep. At practice, he would always have me compete against another person on the team, Brian Riley, because he knew I hated to lose to Brian. Yes, he was a motivator. After our perfect seasons, we actually lost a meet in my junior year. Coach Lawler had made a bad decision about who he could swim in a relay race, because there's a limit to how many events you can swim in a meet. And at our next practice, he gathered the whole team together and he apologized for his mistake, never once mentioning all the other ways we could have won that meet. Coach Lawler was a stand-up guy. We learned discipline, respect, and the rewards of hard work from Coach Lawler. He set the standard for all of us to strive for. Thank you.
In closing, we'd like to thank the Notre Dame administration for recognizing these teams, and I invite our teammates who are here tonight to stand up and to be recognized.